This video contains some images of animal processing, which may be upsetting to some viewers. Meat! While by no means universal, cultures indigenous to every continent, except for Antarctica, eat meat. This meat that we enjoy so much is the muscle tissue of an animal. That means that the tongue is also meat. In this video, I want to explore in depth what you can do with the parts of the body that aren't muscle tissue. Let's start with the bones. Often when you cook meat, you cook it on the bone. These bones are connected to the meat by tendons, and to each other by ligaments. These are both called sinew. There are also frequently masses of cartilage. The bones contain marrow that is edible, but beyond that, everything left after you eat the meat is not very edible without further processing. So let's talk about what you can do with this. Historically, black paint has been made with burnt animal bones, or in some cases, ivory. That's why you'll hear ivory black a lot if you paint like me. Some bones, especially the bones in joints, can be used to make dice for divination or leisure games. But you can also use the bones, sinew, and cartilage to make stock, or more specifically, bone broth. You could make stock out of anything, even vegetable stock, but bone broth has to have bones in it. It's in the name. It's common to roast the bones over a fire in an oven and then simmer the bones in a pot with aromatic vegetables like onions, carrots, and celery. I make this pretty often. The collagen in the bones, cartilage, and even skin and sinew will break down into gelatin. If you reduce a gelatinous stock, it will gel up like jello. I freeze mine, but even when I do, it's so gelatinous that I can cut it easily with a butter knife. It's kinda insane. In the past, I've made chicken stock with whole chicken feet, chicken back, and very recently, pork neck bones and pork feet. So we've got the meat, bones, cartilage, sinew, and skin dealt with, though we'll revisit skin later. We still have a lot of animal left over, so let's take stock. Stock, that's funny. What was I talking about? Oh right, so let's take stock of the other parts of the animal that we need to do stuff with. We got the internal organs. Here they are. Let's start with tripe. Tripe is the culinary term for the stomach. The stomachs of most animals are edible, but folk usually eat the stomach of ruminants. Ruminants are a large order of mammals that have a unique and complex digestive system, which allows them to digest things that most animals can't, like grass. Ruminants have 4-section stomachs, each of which does something slightly different. The first section is the rumen, which is also called blanket tripe, and it's really smooth and big. The animal stores food in there and ferments it gently with bacteria. This breaks down cellulose, which animals can't break down on their own. Then the food moves into the reticulum, which is called honeycomb tripe, and it looks like a honeycomb. Here, the food gets hella fermented, like up the chimney in very fashion, second cousin once removed style. Then the animal regurgitates the food, chews it kosher style, and swallows it again, into the third chamber, the omasum, which is called book tripe, because it looks like a book. And finally, the food moves to the abomasum, which is very similar to the stomachs in other mammals. So why is this important? Well, cultures all over the world, especially cultures that don't have the luxury of going to the store and buying their preferred cut of meat, use tripe. Tripe can be made from all of these stomach parts, but it's most commonly made with the first 3. The stomachs of other animals also show up sometimes, like in bakute, which is made with pork tripe. Next, we have the intestines. The intestines of hogs, sheep, and cattle have been used to make sausage casings. Sausage makers usually fill them with other parts of the animal, which are often spiced and salted ahead of time. There's also pudding, which is where you do this, but you add lots of other crazy ingredients. Use of intestines for casing goes all the way back to ancient Greece, so it's not a stretch to give your fictional culture sausages. Next, there are a bunch of organs you can just cook up and eat. When cooked, the pancreas is called sweetbread. The liver, heart, gizzards, and kidneys are still called the same thing, though. Testicles are also edible, but people often call them mountain oysters because of the way they look. They look like steamed clams without the shells. The brain is where things get interesting. Brains are edible, for most animals anyway, so your culture can cook and eat them in any way you see fit, but there's another use for brains. Brain tanning! This is where the skin comes back in. Animal skins are used all over the world to make clothing. That's what leather is after all. But if you rub the brain tissue on the inside of the skin, the connective tissue will break down and make it far easier to remove the meat and fat from the skin. The skin must not be boiled lest the collagen break down into gelatin. Brain tissue contains aldehydes that prevent the skin from decomposing, which is the general goal of tanning. Leather is animal skin that has been treated such that it won't biodegrade. Brain tanning is specifically interesting because it allows the resulting leather to be washed, and it's softer than normal. I've linked to an article written by an Ojibwa elder who's described the process in some detail, but gets distracted and starts describing normal tanning. But yeah, that's a cool thing you can do with the brain of an animal. Next, we have fat. All animals have fat, and often it's stored in large masses inside the body. Suet is the term for the fat cap around the kidneys, and you can render a lot of fat out of it. Sometimes this fat isn't even rendered right away. People will just mince the suet and add it to things. There are similar deposits of fat in other parts of the animal as well, often to insulate organs. This fat can be used for cooking or turned into soap. The blood is also edible. Blood pudding is a type of sausage that has blood in it. The blood can be drained from the animal. Blood may also have special significance culturally because it's the only thing from inside the body that we see so often. Scandinavian people used to use animal blood in their sourdough for special feasts. And of course, all of these things can play into either a magic system or a spiritual system. The size and arrangement of animal organs can be used for divination. Perhaps part of the animal that humans can't eat are burned to ash for the gods. Maybe some organs can be used as spell components or to make potions. And, perhaps most importantly, perhaps using all of the body parts of an animal is a way of showing that animal respect. Animals also grow hair, or feathers, or scales. These can all be used for things. Feathers are used for stuffing pillows. The wool of sheep is used for clothing and fabric. There's a lot you can do here. You're creative, I believe in you. For one more case study, let's look at how the Inuit use the entire seal body and how these practices permeate their culture. This section will be based on an article by Ken Harper for Taisumani, an occasional historical comment in Nunatsiaq News, which is a Canadian newspaper published in the Nunavik territory. I've linked it below. Taisumani is a gold mine for knowledge about the Inuit. Check it out! The exact year is unknown, but somewhere around the late 50s or early 60s, an Inuit leader named Joseph Iglot sent a letter to Bobby Inuktitut about the 10 uses of a seal's body. They are paraphrased. 1. Eat it raw, frozen, or boiled, or feed it to dogs. 2. Use the oil in lanterns or to grease sealskin ropes. 3. Remove the skin and use it for boots, mitts, or dog harnesses. 4. Soak the skin in water to make boots, mitts, or tie ropes together. 5. Skin the seal carefully and blow up the skin to make a float for a kayak or to hold oil, or make a rope out of it. 6. Age it and use it to make kayaks or umiaks. 7. Join 5 skins together to make a tent big enough for 5 people. 8. Leave the fur on the skin to make warmer clothes. 9. Baby seals make the best clothes, but please keep the fur on. 10. Did I mention how hot you look when you're blinged out in baby seal clothes with the fur still on? Like, damn. I'll be honest, some of these don't seem like separate uses to me, but who am I to judge that? There's a lot of stuff you can do with the skin, apparently. If your culture for your world building project is doing something with seals, I recommend looking at the full article for more information about the specifics of how these things are done by the Inuit. At some point, I'll release a video applying this to my own world building project. Stay tuned, eat a good fish, and don't waste any of it. Wait, hold on. I know I say eat a good fish at the end of all my videos, but real quick, let's go over what to do with fish. Once all the flesh has been eaten, you're left with the head, 2 eyes, maybe some scales, and maybe some bones. You can eat the eyes, and everything else can be thrown into stock. Fish stock is great. I haven't had it in forever, but it's super umami and delicious. Okay, bye.